You guys see that we're two of us are dressed here in Civil War uniforms, and I don't know how many of you saw the movie Glory. We represent the men who were part of that organization. So without further ado, I want to bring up the final storyteller. So I'm just going to step aside and let him introduce himself to you in his own way.
I'm Jack Cunningham, and I'm now a proud member of the Massachusetts 54th Regiment Company I. I'm a soldier now, but I once was a slave. You see, I grew up on that Cunningham plantation in Virginia. You know, I heard some sound and I smelled some smell. There's nothing like the smell of a bloody, fresh whipped back. Yeah. I just remember growing up there. I ended up, for some reason, being a good friend of Master Cunningham's young son. But Master Cunningham, he named me after his own self. I'd be named after him, Jack Cunningham. I just remember hearing my pappy before he died. I hear my pappy tell me I got to run off to freedom because no man should be in chains. I remember that day that I thought would be the saddest day of my life as when I saw those patty rollers. Then they slave catcher. They was bringing my pappy back. They was dragging him behind the hall. I hear my mammy say, he dead. I thought that would be the worst day in my life. But that day wasn't. You know, I don't know if anybody could even imagine having a good time on a plantation. Well, during the Christmas time, they would let all the slaves come to one plantation and have like what they call a quilting party. I remember that day. See, this right chance, all I got from a pappy, this old motto in there. I can't blow it like pappy, but I remember we was having this quilting party. He was doing something like this. And you know, we was having a real good time, and about that time, the house Negro came down to the bottom, and he said, hey, Master Cunningham wants little Lily. Make sure y'all wash her up real good and send her up to the big house. Well, the fun we was having, it all just went south, and little Lily started crying. No, I don't want to go there. My grandma, please, don't make me go. I don't want to go up there to Master Cunningham. He be drinking that brandy, and I know he going to be grabbing up all over me. I don't want to go. And Grandma be telling us, gal, I know you don't want to go, but you going to have to go, yeah? You going to have to go. Look, yeah, if you be good to Master Cunningham, he be good to me. He said, but I don't want to go, Grandma. I don't want to go. Well, little Lily had to go up to the big house. Master Cunningham, he must kept her up there about a week or better. When she came back down to the bottom with the rest of us, she was so ashamed she never let her eyes leave the top of her shoes. She just kept looking down whenever you talked to her. Well, it wasn't long before little Lily came down with child. I remember that night, we could hear all the hollering over there in the little house. Little Lily gave birth to this young white baby, and the baby was going to die. And I hear Master Cunningham doctor say, well, all she needed some milk. Just give her some milk. And I know she's a little tiny thing, but if she gets some milk, she'll survive. Master Cunningham was a hard man. He said, no, I'm not going to give her no extra milk. If she dies, so be it. I'll make another one. But I love little Lily. So I used to sneak out and I used to teeth milk. You know, I go milk the cow or I go milk the goat to get extra milk to give to the little baby so he could survive. And that the old house Negro, he found that I was doing that, you know, and he told on me. I took off running. I knew it was coming, but damn that slave catcher caught me just like he caught my pappy, and he brought me back. Master Cunningham looked at me and he said, Jack, you disappoint me. I was going to give you my name, and you go sullying my name. You cost me a good horse, chancing you got stuck down there in that soft sand. I had to hire slave catchers to go find you. He said, I was going to have to give you a whooping. And not just any whooping, the grand whooping. See, back then on the Cunningham plantation, a grand whooping would be when Master Cunningham, he summoned all the other slave owners get about and said, come on and watch this whipping. And bring those uppity Negroes. You know the one who think they should have the rights equal to a white man? Bring him. And let him see what happened. I just remember that day they tied me to the side of the big band. They stripped me down to my all together. He began whipping me and whipping me and whipping me. I never knew how to count that high. When I woke up, I was in the little house. I was in so much pain. I hear Master Cunningham, doctor, say, that did be one strong Negro boy. I've never seen a Negro take that kind of whooping and still draw breath. I said, Lord, if you ever heal my body, I was going to run. I was going to run to freedom. So as my body got better, Master Cunningham made me a coach boy. See, I get to drive that fancy carriage and take Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham to and fro wherever they want to go, see. And I knew my time for running was coming at the fall ball. See, that's when all them their plantation owners get together and they get to drinking that old elderberry wine. And I know when they get all good in elderberry, that was going to be my time to run to freedom. I took that carriage and I took it up there to that barn. We went to Mr. Jackson's plantation. That's where the fall ball was at this year. Every year they go to a different plantation though. Yeah. I got up there in front of the house. I opens up the carriage door. Let Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham go on inside. He said, you can take that carriage, put it over there, boy. So I took it and put it over there. And once I put that carriage next to that barn, I got to walking into that wood. Then I got to running. And I started running to see. I knew that night I would have to run all night because in the daytime I had to find a tall, shady tree because I had to hide. And get the next night I had to run some more. And the next night I would have to run some more. And the next night, you see, I was running off to freedom. And I had to go to that there river. Now, them there white folks, they call it something else. Well, we call it something else too, but we call it the Gator River because that there river was filled with gators. But see, I knew I had to get to the other side because over on the other side lived freedom, and I wanted to live with him. So I jumped in that river, and I swim, 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 and I finally got to the other side. I was so tired, I just laid there in that mash. And y'all know, did I mention that was the Gator River? When I woke up, I saw a big gator laying right next to me. I said, what you doing there? He said, I'm running too. He was running to see the white man kill him also. He was trying to get free. And I kept on running. I came across another Negro. He told me something my ears could hardly believe. He said, you know, there's a state up there we can get to it called Massachusetts. He said, we can be soldiers. I said, huh? We can be soldiers. He said, yeah, we can just get to this state called Massachusetts. So me and him ran together for days, it seems like, for weeks. And we finally got to a place where there was a bunch of tents. And there was a big old white man sitting at a table. And he said, hey, what you want, boy? I said, I want to be a soldier, sir. He looked me up and down. He said, put your mark right there. But see, I didn't have to put my mark. But see, I learned how to read and write under the big house playing with Master Cunningham something. See, I couldn't let them know I knew how to read and write. Because see, back then, they knew I could read. They'd do something with my eyeballs. They knew I could write. All this would have been gone. And I would have had double cooked eating fried chicken. So I couldn't let them know I could write. But I signed my name, Jack Cunningham. And see, that's how I got this here uniform. So what I want to say there, if you're ever in Virginia way, and you go by that there Cunningham Plantation and somebody asks you if you know Jack Cunningham, if you want to say, oh, you mean the one that once was a slave? If you want to tell him that, go ahead and tell him so. If you want to tell him that I became a soldier of the Massachusetts 54th Regiment Company I, go ahead and tell him so. If you want to tell him that I died for freedom, go ahead and tell him so. And while you're telling him that, tell him that I died facing my enemies. Tell him that I fell down standing up. If this should be my final getting up moment, I'd just like y'all to know this one thing right here. Before I be a slave again, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Thank y'all very much, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Brown. My name is James Brown, and I am a Massachusetts 54th reenactor, along with my fellow brother right here, Joseph McGill. We go all over telling our stories for who all would like to listen. And I'm sure glad I didn't run nobody today, because normally I tell different versions of stories, and some make the audience walk away, but it's nothing personal. I didn't write history, I just recalled it. So I hope I didn't offend anybody. I hope I touched somebody that you will go somewhere and tell a story. Thank y'all very much.